What's up, guys? It's Michael Joe from the Vintage Trading Post. Catching up with you guys to talk to you guys about the current market. It is, I don't know, end of April 2021, and the market's red hot still, so that's good. Or is it? A lot of guys have been asking me my opinion of the market, and I want to share it with you guys. So I want to talk to you guys about the pros and cons, kind of explain to you what I feel is causing this market. And I'm going to get into some stuff here. So right now we're starting to see a lot of new collectors, especially in the graded MTG world. Um, it's not really a bad thing. It's actually what we want. We want more people to get involved in this, into the hobby. The problem is I think some of them are getting in and just trying to, they'll buy a card, they'll grade a card, they'll come back 9.5 and they want 10 times what the market is worth. Now, I know a lot of you guys may say, well, Mike, I mean, in this market, to each their own. Whatever you want to sell a card for is, that's your business. If you want to sell a card real expensive and somebody's willing to give you the money, that's totally on you. And I get that, and I respect that, especially in a hot market like this. But starting to see a lot of people trying to sell stuff for insane prices, prices that are 5, maybe 6 times what it was worth back in January prior to the spike. Nonetheless, new collectors are one of the reasons why we see the market we do right now. We got new investors. I think the real big thing right now is the backlog and grading companies. BGS, PSA, CGC, they all seem to be backed up. They're raising their prices, which brings me to another side point. The value of graded cards are going up. They're going up because the cost of grading is going up. It's really, really key, guys. So stuff that used to sell for $40, $50 back in January, it's probably more like 60 or 70. In my personal opinion, anything from 93, 94 is worth at the very least $65, $75 just based off the new grading fees across the board. So why do we have a backlog of cards? A lot of people want me to talk about that. We have a backlog of cards because a lot of the new collectors, the new graders, if you would, they're coming into this hobby and they're sending everything. And to me, that's good in a way because, I want them to get the experience of grading cards and feeling good getting 9.5. The problem is they're sending in, just crap. They're sending in brand new stuff that should not be graded. And when they get their cards back at 9.5 or 10, they're all excited. I get that, but it's what's killing the grading companies right now they're just getting swamped with new stuff and stuff that shouldn't be graded. I don't know how many people are getting their cards back at 8.5 and 9 right now, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, guys. I've sent stuff in, and they've come back 9, 8.5. 8.5 is probably like the lowest bulk that I've ever sent in. I got a couple back that were 8.5, but for the most part, I'm between 9, 9.5, maybe 10 here and there. I've had a couple of them. Never had a black label. But going back to my point, I'm starting to sound like an old man and trailing off here. People sending in all this stuff, it's just backlogging everything, and that's slowing everything down. But let's talk about the big picture of it. So now you got orders. I've talked to people in the community, and they're like, hey, I sent an order in June of 2020, and I still haven't heard about it. I don't even know if they got it. That's what they're telling me. Well, what that's doing is we have a shortage of graded cards in the market right now. With that shortage, and the new collectors and the new investors and everyone getting together, it's making the perfect storm. So new guys that have money are coming into the hobby and saying, well, I want a 9.5 Tabernacle. Well, the problem is there hasn't been many graded over the last year because all the grading companies are so backed up. So the guys that own them who don't want to sell them are like, well, let's see, I'm just using the Tabernacle. I think a 9.5 was going for around 3K a couple months ago. Now you're seeing it sell for $7,500. Why? Because over the last couple months, people who want it are just willing to pay. So if someone came up to me and is like, hey, Mike, I'll give you $30,000 for a basic tabernacle, I would be a fool not to sell that tabernacle, right? Again, I'm being a little exaggerated with my example here, but that's kind of what's going on in this market. I think there's other stuff too. There's the whole cryptocurrency, the government pumping out money. And not only that, but you also have a generational progression in the game. You know, the guys that were playing in 93, 94 are definitely more established in their careers and got the extra spending money. You're starting to get that next generation, that like 1998 silver generation of the Urza's block that's coming into money now, and they're buying all the fancy stuff. And hey, silver's going up, guys. I told you guys that was going to happen, and it's red hot, you know. I mean, the market's red hot across the board from 93 all the way up into modern stuff, which is crazy to me. But hey, I'm not going to complain, right? Where are we going with all this? So I think what's going to happen is, just like we had a perfect storm to make this market, unfortunately, I think we're going to have a perfect storm or a cyclone going down as soon as a couple things change. One, cryptocurrency. If for some reason it would crash, and I'm not getting into the whole topic of cryptocurrency, but for some reason it would crash or come down pretty good, you're going to see a change in the buying habits. It's not just MTG, it's a collectibles across the board. Everything's selling right now. But I think that's fueled a little bit by the cryptocurrency craze. And if it does happen to take a tumble, you're going to see stuff not selling so much. Once the grading card companies catch up and start sending back the thousands and tens of thousands of cards they got sitting, people who sent this stuff in, some of them are just professional flippers. They bought these cards, they grade them, they're trying to sell them. Well, what's going to happen is all these guys are going to get their cards back, and they're going to start flooding the market. And right now we have a dry market. That's why the prices went up. But now you're going to have a flooded market. So a couple things are going to happen when that happens. When the market floods, now it's not supply versus demand anymore. Now there's going to be 6 or 7 tabernacles out there, and the price is going to drop a little bit. Again, this goes back to what I talked about years ago. I don't think it's ever going to go back to the prices where they were, say, way prior to the spike. We'll use summer of last year. I don't think they're going to get back down to that. So slowly and steadily, they are moving their way up. But right now, we are peaked. That's just my professional opinion. And again, I don't want anyone sitting here telling me that I don't think... I'm not saying Magic cards are on the way down. They're not. What I'm saying is we went up, and now we're leveling off, and we are going to drop a little bit. And then it'll level off, and then we'll go back up. I mean, that's just the progression of this game. Anyone that's been around the game for 20, 30 years now knows the economic history of the game. So, this is kind of what I think is going to happen. I think that the prices are going to start dropping. I think out of all the stuff that's selling right now, I think we have a huge problem in the 93, 94 era. And I just read a Facebook post today. Somebody was away from the game for a couple, I don't know, I'm guessing a couple of years, came back. He's like, hey, is it true Underground Seas are selling for X amount of money right now? And yet a 9.5 alpha version sells for this much. And I mean, if you guys are looking at this, I know the alpha guys are going to sit here and they're going to fight this to the end. Maybe the print run doesn't matter. Look at it this way. Alpha, beta, unlimited. Look at the print run differences. Was it 3-to-1 beta to alpha? I don't even know what it is unlimited to alpha, but huge print run on unlimited and even bigger in revised. So why are the revised dual lands so much money? Why is unlimited matching beta right now? I mean, they're neck and neck, unlimited and beta. Why is that? Well, a lot of people are telling me alpha is always going to be alpha. It's the first edition. There's the alpha 40 leagues. That's why alpha sells. Even the raw stuff that's real beat up will sell. I agree. Unlimited, the theory was, well, that's like the poor man's power, and you know that's where people wanted to get their power is unlimited. Revised was for the dual lands. People that wanted to afford dual lands would buy the revised versions of them. That makes sense. But now, is revised dual lands really that affordable compared to unlimited or beta or anything else? I don't know. I don't think so. So again, old man, I'm starting to trail off a little bit. What I think you're going to see is you're going to see a drop in revised prices. And again, I'm not trying to knock. I got a lot of friends that collect revised. I still have some revised. I think that revised, you're going to see a sudden drop in price. Unlimited, the power and everything else, it's not going to surpass beta. I mean, at least it shouldn't, because if it does, that's just proving to the whole collecting world that the print run doesn't matter. So I don't know. I can't really tell you what's going to happen. I still think beta is so undervalued compared to alpha and compared to unlimited. Um, I've heard a lot of different rumors about beta leagues opening up. A lot of people are like, well, why the hell would you want a beta league? Well, beta did have the volcanic island. Beta was a little bit more easy to get, obviously. I could see people playing like a beta 40 league. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just hearing all these different rumors that are going around. If that does happen, beta prices are going to go up. I also have heard of people deep in the community that are buying up beta. I'm going to be upfront. I'm buying beta right now, but I know people that are buying it in mass quantity. And that just tells me that it's going to happen. You are going to see a rise in it. It's going to slowly start catching up with everything else. Alpha went up. It stayed up. It keeps going up steadily. Unlimited shot up. And I think Unlimited and Revised are going to slow down a little bit. That's what I think is going to happen. Again, this is all going to happen over I'm going to say maybe the end of summer, beginning of fall. You're going to start seeing it. Or unless the cryptocurrency would crash, the grading companies catch up, start pumping out cards. If either of those two things happen, then it might happen sooner. But this is kind of mirrored of the 2016 through like the beginning of 2018 craze and spike, where everything went up and then just one day it just shut down. I mean, prices just stopped going up. Everything froze up for about a week or two, and then all of a sudden prices slowly started going down. And it was hard to sell cards. There was a lot of cards in the market. It's sad. I remember that time because I bought a Arabian Nights set. I had it graded. Most of it came out 9.5. And of course, bad time. The market's dropping. I end up selling it. I end up making my money back and then some. But in this market, if I would have just waited a couple more years for the next spike, I would have made a ton of money on it. So, I think for people that really want to know what the market's doing, I think that you guys have to go look at the sealed product. As you guys know me, I'm not a sealed guy. I own some, but I'm not really big into it. I'm more of a grader. But sealed product will tell you where the market's going. You look at Silver Age, Mirage, Stronghold, Weatherlight, Tempest, Alliances, all that stuff's going up. Sealed product's gone up a lot over the last couple months. Is that going to continue? I don't know. Legend packs, let's look at 93, 94. I don't even know what an Arabian pack would go for right now. It's crazy. Legend packs, insane. They just did a box break a couple weeks ago. Awesome box break. My buddy Doug ran that. Did a very good job with it. And I think a lot of people like these box breaks because they trust the owner of the box that's opening it. Usually it's all on video, and they're getting unsearched packs. So that's good. I mean, you're good. You got a chance to get your good cards, your Tabernacle, your Nether Void. We're using Legends as an example, Chains and whatnot. Problem is, though, a lot of packs I've seen open, the cards are beat up. They're off-centered. They're crimped, whatever. And there's markets for all that stuff, but are you really going to get 9.5 cards out of it? That's what it comes down to. To me, I've opened up boxes and was very displeased with the proportion of 9.5s to 9s to 8.5s that I got. So, me personally, I stay out of sealed, but hey, here's the thing. Sealed product is off the chain right now, and that is what is factoring in all this money. The values of all these cards, all the graded cards, and everything's going to keep going up. So, that's that. I do want to talk about the three major grading companies right now: BGS, PSA, and CGC. I'm going to be very careful how I talk about this because I don't want to, you know, belittle either of them. There's a lot of talk going on about, BGS versus CGC or PSA, and you got fans of every group. And again, I'm a professional. I have respect for all three companies. I think the proof is in the pudding. I think that, and what I mean by that is if you look on eBay and pick a card, I don't care what it is, pick a 9.5, um, I don't know, beta nightmare. Look at a BGS 9.5 and look at a CGC 9.5 if there's one graded, and look at what it's sold. I'm looking at cards that are 9.5 and graded by both CGC and BGS, and I'm trying to come up with, a theory on which one is worth more, which one's selling more. Um, there's so many different rumors going around about Beckett not catching counterfeit cards, about CGC grading on a curve. I mean, there's so many factors going in all this, but at the end of the day, what I've seen, just based on my knowledge, is a BGS 9.5 and a CGC 9.5 of the exact same card with similar grades. I'm not saying quad versus a basic, but 9.5 basics. I'm seeing BGS still outnumber it pretty significantly. And I think that's because there's a lot of people out there that trust in BGS still. Will CGC catch up? I mean, I know they're a company that's been around forever. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe MTG isn't for them. I don't know. Time will tell. So that's it, guys. That's kind of everything that's going on in the market right now. Again, end of April. Market's still hot. Values are really hot. I'm just telling you guys, caution. I have not been buying that many cards lately. I've been buying some other stuff, but have been buying many cards because the market's just too hot right now. Selling a lot of stuff. Most of my inventory is sold, which is good. I had it for years, and I've had people just buy me out on everything, which is a good sign. But the breaks are going to come, guys. We're going to be putting the brakes on this market pretty soon. Once the grading card companies start catching up, again, just reviewing, crypto, government stops pumping up money. I mean, once this all slows down economically, I think we're going to see, it's just natural. We're going to see the MTG economy slowing down. In the meantime, I said this a couple years ago on the last spike. I warned people, be careful what you guys are buying right now, especially guys that are buying stuff to flip it right away. Don't get your hand caught in the cookie jar. If you're buying revised duels and you're buying revised Underground Seas 9.5s at 4K in the next 6 months, don't be surprised if they drop back down to 2K or 1,500 or maybe even less, and now you're out that money. It happens very quick. Trust me, it can happen in 2 weeks. And if you're on a vacation or you're not paying attention to the market, it can happen. And it may take a year, it may take 3 years, it may take 5 years before that market comes back and you recoup. I don't want to hear any of you guys say, hey, Mike, I bought a bunch of cards in 2020 into 2021, and I was doing real good, and then all of a sudden the market stopped, and I'm stuck with all this, and I'm losing money. Don't want to hear it, guys. I'm giving you guys fair warning now. Be smart. If you guys have some extra stuff that you guys want to sell it now. About a year from now, it might be difficult to sell. That's all I'm saying. And I could be wrong. Maybe the market just keeps going up. Maybe the economy keeps going up. I don't know. I just know from previous history, we have done really, really well in 2021 so far in the MTG world for values and whatnot. And personally, I just can't see it sustaining this level much longer. And what I mean by that, I don't mean the next couple weeks, but I mean next several months and maybe end of summer, beginning of winter, in between there, fall, whatever you want to call it. I think we are going to see a huge slowdown. So anyway, guys, if anybody has any comments or anything, please leave them to me. If you guys are looking to sell stuff, buy stuff, you guys know how to get a hold of me. I'm still real active. I have a lot of contacts. I do have my collection up for sale right now. I know a lot of you guys asked me about it. It was on eBay, but I took it down. I'm just taking private offers right now. And, if someone's really interested in it, feel free to hit me up and we'll talk about it. I've had some big names in the hobby reach out to me. Um, Obviously, I don't really want to sell, but for the right price, who wouldn't, right? I mean, that's how we all are. So, anyway, guys, always good. Talk to you guys soon, okay?